Welcome to our lesson. My name is Laetitia, an agricultural science teacher. Today we are going to look at crop protection. Our topic for today is crop protection. Crops have to be protected against weeds, pests, and diseases. Protection can be done while crops are still in the fields and also in storage facilities like granaries. The first way which we are going to look at is weeds. First, we are going to define a weed. A weed is a plant or a crop that grows where it is not wanted. We have got examples of common weeds which are found in Namibia. These include witchweed, blackjack, upright stubber, and the nutsedge. We also have the effects of weeds. Weeds compete with crops for the following: sunlight, nutrients, water, air, and space. Here we are simply saying, as a farmer, you provide these for your crops to grow well, but when there are weeds, you find that weeds will compete for these together with your crops. Secondly, weeds can harbor pests. Weeds can act as a habitat for pests like rats and mice. Then weeds can also reduce the quality of crop produce. For example, the blackjack on cotton plant, it reduces the quality of cotton. Weeds can block water canals, especially when the farmer is using furrow irrigation. Under furrow irrigation, we find that canals are being dug so that water will be flowing to the field. So now when there are weeds, you find that the canals are blocked. We also have the benefits of weeds. Weeds are important in the sense that our livestock use them as their food. Then human beings, they also use weeds for vegetables. Weeds also bind soil particles together, therefore reducing soil erosion. Weeds can also reduce raindrop impact and wind preventing erosion. Weeds can also be used for medicinal purposes. When weeds die, they decompose, adding humus content to the soil. The roots of the weeds can also help in aeration when the roots penetrate into the soil. We also have the methods of weeds spread. Here we are simply looking at how weeds are spread. First, we have wind. Seeds can be blown away from the mother plant, and when they find favorable conditions like moisture, warm temperatures, and air, they germinate. We also have animals. Seeds get attached to animal's body and it drops off when the animal is moving. The other spread is that some seeds are eaten by animals. Due to the hard coat of the seed, they are not digested and therefore passed out or excreted. Weeds can also be spread by flowing water. During heavy rainfall, water flows on the surface from higher ground to lower ground, carrying with it some weeds. We also have the mechanical means. We have the implements which are used by farmers. For example, the multiple plow. Seeds can get attached on those implements and they can be carried from one place to another. We have the methods of weed control. These methods are four: biological, cultural, chemical, and mechanical. Now we are going to look at the biological method. This involves the use of animals to control the weeds. For example, goats, sheep, and chickens. Here we are simply saying a farmer will allow these animals to go into the field and graze on weeds which are found in the field. Then under biological again, we are saying you can also introduce the pests that can also destroy weeds in the field. However, this method is also a disadvantageous one because some grazing animals are not selective feeders. Therefore, they often feed on their preferred plants, including crop plants. Here we are simply saying you cannot select a plant for an animal, but the animal will just feed in every plant which is in your field. Therefore, your crops can also be destroyed. We also have the cultural weed control. Under cultural weed control, we are simply saying there is no mechanical or chemical methods used. First of all, we have got the use of certified seeds. Here, I simply saying a farmer can use the seeds which are weed-free seeds. These are seeds which does not have any weeds. Secondly, we have got early planting as a cultural method. Early planting gives crops more chance to grow before weed seed germinates, thereby reducing competition. We also have crop rotation. It helps to get rid of weeds. For example, we have got the witchweed, which is common in maize seed. So if a maize plant is being rotated with a legume, we find that this weed is being reduced. Then we also have another cultural way, which is the removal of crop residues. Some plants will contain some seeds on them. Therefore, there is need to clear the field and burn them. So when you burn the field, we find that they are also destroyed. We also have the mechanical weed control. Under the mechanical weed control, we are having the use of cultivators, plows, hand weeding, harrowing, burning, and cultivation. Let us now look at the advantages of mechanical weed control. The first advantage is that it is most effective in the sense that the roots are cut off. Therefore, the weed is being destroyed completely. The second advantage is buried weeds decompose, improving soil fertility. As we remove the weeds, we bury them, then they decompose. As a result, the soil will get nutrients. Then we also have aeration. This method, it aerates the soil in the sense that as you practice it, you will be digging, therefore allowing air to circulate in the soil. It also helps to drain very well. Now we move to the disadvantages. More labor is needed. Another disadvantage is that it is not effective. Some weeds can be left and regrow, especially when we are using hand weeding and also the use of hose. Another disadvantage is timing is critical. This simply means that if the farmer fails to time when to remove the weeds in the field, it then becomes a disadvantage because the weeds will grow and disturb the growth of the crops. Then it is also a risk for the applicator, especially those farmers with problems like asthma. You find that they will be at risk when using mechanical weed control. We also have the other method, which is chemical weed control. Here, under chemical weed control, there are uses of herbicides which are used to kill weeds. For today, we are going to end here. In the next lesson, we are going to continue with the chemical weed control. Thank you.